to win this race. And Motley, we talked chalk heavy again, as we expect.
Well, kinda. Is Kevin Harvick chalk at Pocono?
Well, we were talking off air about this. The odds to win the race have Kyle Busch at plus 700, Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr., Chase Elliott all at 800, Denny Hamlin 10-1, Brad Keselowski 11, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano both at 12, Eric Jones 16, and Kurt Busch 20-1 with William Byron there. But Kevin Harvick in 38 races has no wins there.
That's amazing.
I didn't know that Kevin Harvick. You and I both had to look and go, wait, Kevin Harvick's never.
And in the
won.
last 10 races there, he's led the second most laps of any driver behind Kyle Busch. He has finished in the top 5 6 times, I think, in the last 10 races. 6 times in the last 10 races, 8 top 10s in the last 10 races.
But no wins.
He
has 4 second-place finishes in the last couple of years, so it's pretty impressive there. Some other drivers, Alex Bowman, who's been good on the mile and a half, on the big tracks, 25-1 with Jimmy Johnson, same one. Clint Boyer, 28. Tyler Reddick, 33. Eric Almirola, 50. Matt Kenseth, 60. And I want to go back to that one. Chris Bouger, 66. Ryan Newman, 80-1. And Matty D at 100-1.
Former winner there at 66.
Well, and that's where I was going. So Matt Kenseth, last 8 races. Now, remember, he is not consecutive, right? He's missed a couple of years. But he's got 5 top 10s in the last 8 races there for him and a win in those last 8 races. Kenseth was always pretty good at Pocono. Now, remember I always keep telling us we have to look back at Kyle Larson because Kyle Larson was driving that race car. Kyle Larson in the last 10 races had 5 top 10s. This is a track that Larson was doing fairly well at. So we've been saying, when is it going to be time for Matt Kenseth? 60-1. It's a heck of a flyer on a winner.
And I think the interesting thing here that people have to pay attention to is, well, the fact that this is a doubleheader event. This is Saturday and this is Sunday. I think a guy like Matt Kenseth,
Sunday might be better than Saturday.
Saturday might be a test day for Matt Kenseth. I
agree.
And Sunday might be okay, I've got some ideas here.
I agree.
I'm getting comfortable.
And this will be the first track that, once again, not that Matt's a rookie by any means, but this will be a weekend that Matt Kenseth shakes the roughs off on Saturday and can try to go harder again on Sunday. I think you might be onto something there. Sunday, I bet his odds are much less Sunday than they. Well,
I think sometimes that will depend a little how he does on Saturday. I mean, I think we'll see some adjustments on these odds going from Saturday to Sunday. I don't think they will be dramatic unless we just see somebody.
Matt Kenseth finishes third. He's going to go up to.
He's obviously going to go up. I still, it amazes me to see a 12-1 line on Ryan Blaney.
What amazes me is not Ryan Blaney 12-1, but to me, Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski 10 and 11-1. Those 3 right there, to me, feel like they should be single digit.
There was once upon a time where you went to Pocono and you kind of thought Denny Hamlin was the guy to beat. Now, he's got one win in his last 10 races.
He won the last race.
But Denny Hamlin won. I mean, we go back more than 5 years ago. Denny Hamlin won a lot of races at Pocono.
Yep.
And he was a guy that every single week you thought, you go to Pocono, you got to beat that 11 car.
Denny Hamlin is one to beat there. And you said Ryan Blaney, hottest guy in the sport, and here he is. Not talking about him. Chris Boucher, 66-1, kind of a
that
side
was the
note.
other past winner I was going to bring up. Past winner. Now, granted, we don't put asterisks.
No.
Justin Haley doesn't have one at Daytona either.
He's got a W. The fog was his friend. He couldn't see anything. But, I mean, there's 2 guys there. But I do like when we're talking those guys.
Busch still probably kicks it because I think Kurt Busch could have won that race, but he pitted, and he would have won the 400 at Daytona last year if he hadn't come in and pitted. I think he was leading both of those races and thought the weather was going to clear.
How about this one, though? Eric Jones at 16-1. Eric Jones has 6 races there, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s. And
he's due. I think we know Eric Jones.
Eric Jones is going to get one.
He had a great chance to win last weekend at Talladega. I know the tracks are vastly different, but Eric Jones has been pretty consistent most every week.
That's pretty tough right there.
I think the question right now is, David Wilson from Toyota was saying that they were still a little bit behind the curve.
Stop.
I know
I'm not even going to
hate hearing that stuff.
I'm not even going to talk about that.
But Kyle Busch hasn't won a race yet this year.
Kyle Busch hasn't won. He's been strong though. Don't tell me he ain't been strong.
He's been strong, but he hasn't been the best car.
No. Okay. So other people have caught up. So Chevrolet has done a better job. Don't tell me.
You think he should be the favorite here?
Kyle,
just because he's won the most races in the last 10?
8 top 10s in the last 10 races, 3 wins. Yes, I'd say that makes you an odds-on favorite. If that's your stats, yes, I still put you as the favorite. Even though we went that stretch last year.
Win?
I think Martin Truex is going to win.
Still going to the Toyota camp then.
I'm still sticking Toyota camp. I'm not getting out of the Toyota camp. And I think Denny Hamlin would be my next pick. I think I would go Gibbs heavy.
Little hedge coming from Brendan Gaughan for the last segment of the show, maybe.
Maybe a little foreshadowing. I don't know. But let's foreshadow this. When we come back, we're going to delve into the DraftKings top 3 when we return on Gone Racin'.
VSiN, the sports betting network, has a new and improved website. Visit vsin.com to get expert betting analysis and insights on every sport. Read in-depth articles from VSiN experts. Sign up for our free subscription offer to watch live and recent video from Follow the Money, My Guys in the Desert, and all our VSiN shows. And remember to sign up for our free daily email to receive our best content directly in your inbox. Visit vsin.com for everything you need to become a more informed bettor. That's vsin.com.
If you didn't catch VSiN last week, here's some of what you missed.
What do you expect? Like when the series prices first popped up, did you think they were accurately priced, or because I'm really curious when some of these other numbers pop up for these bubbles, like are they off in terms of accounting for home ice or home court? Or are these accurate prices in your opinion when you look at some of these series prices?
So one thing about hockey is the rules have changed because you get the last change with the home team. So even though if they're on neutral ice, you're still going to have that rules advantage 3 out of the 5 games if it's a 5-game series, or 4 out of the 7 if it's a 7-game series. I think it's pretty accurate. You know, Las Vegas, we won't know until they get into a series, but they're obviously with a big home ice advantage for Las Vegas that they won't have with no fans there. So that's a team that's probably negatively affected by it. Maybe a team like Florida is not adversely affected by it because there's very few people, even they don't sell out the playoff games, right? So it'll be interesting to see. But I didn't think there were too many series prices off. I took a stab at 3 of the 8 play-in series, so that tells you that I think 5 of them are pretty accurately priced.
So let's jump into top seeds, because I was looking at the format, right? So you have, for those, and you should know this by now, but the top 4 seeds in each conference, they'll play a round robin to determine seeding. Why do they give a crap? Like, what's the inherent advantage of Boston winning the 1 seed or Vegas winning the 1 seed? Because I looked at this and I'm like, I don't see any advantage whatsoever in trying to win a top seed and going, onions to the wall in these first 3 games in the round robin.
Yeah, I thought that I liked the way the NHL did this.
Right.
I liked the plan they came up with. The players, the owners worked together. I wouldn't have made this round robin worth anything anyhow. I mean, you play 72 games like Boston to have 10-point lead on everybody, and you go 0-3, you go to 4. But I mean, what does it really matter? I mean, in hockey, we've seen 1 versus 8 upsets anyhow. It's not as important the seeding as it might be in other sports like the NFL. So I'm probably not going to get at all involved in betting who gets the top seed in each division. Just not of interest to me, really. Maybe in the last game of it where it might mean something, and they're going to be played in the midst of the play-in series being played as well. Right. I mean, it's all going to be at the same time. The great thing about that is you're going to get. You might have days where we have 12 games on a Tuesday between the NBA and the NHL if they're playing at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean.
Welcome back to our weekly NASCAR show, live from the Sportsbook at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Now, back to Gone Racin'.
Quick Picks, the real money parlay props game based on daily fantasy scoring, has PGA Tour action featuring your favorite players and head-to-head matchups for this week's tournament in Connecticut. Congratulations to Bob from Texas, who last week hit a 10 of 10 PGA parlay ticket. His $5 wager was worth $2,500. Dude, how do you go 10 for 10? VSiN customers can now play Quick Picks through this special offer. Get a 100% automatic deposit bonus up to $100 when you sign up for a new Quick Picks account. No need to type in a promo code. Go to quickpicks.com/VSiN bonus to find out more. 10 for 10.
I want to see his picks. Wow. Bob from Texas.
A 10 for 10 PGA parlay? That's tougher. That's tougher to pick than NASCAR.
You're right. There's a lot more golfers out there.
Heck yeah. Wow, way to go, Bob.
And every golfer out there you feel like could win if they put it together on a weekend. I mean, we pretty much know half the field in the NASCAR race
is probably not going to win. $5 for $2,500. Way to go, Bob. All right, Gone Racing. VSiN studio, South Point Casino.
It's time to be gone golfing right now.
Yeah, no joke.
That.
We're going to get into the top threes at Pocono for this weekend. Now, remember, we're just talking Saturday's race. We are not talking Sundays.
You'll have to tune in to somebody else on Sunday morning.
That's the odds maker's going to have their work cut out for them that night. Top three, what we got to start off the board, a heavy favorite with Kyle Busch at plus 120. Kevin Harvick at plus 185, Martin Truex Jr. right there with him. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski all at plus 215. Ryan Blaney 275, Joey Logano 300, Eric Jones 450, Kurt Busch 550, William Byron joins him at 550, Alex Bowman, Jimmy Johnson 650s, Clint Boyer 750, Tyler Reddick at plus 900. Those are all your single digits. Then you get into some longer odds. Eric Almirola 12, Matt Kenseth 15, Chris Buescher 15, Ryan Newman 20, Matt DiBenedetto 25. 20 to 1.
Probably no surprises I see in there. I mean, I don't really see major surprises.
No, I think Chris Buescher might be a little overstated just because that win from a couple years ago. But the one I'm looking at right there is that Eric Jones, man. I mean, it's a top 5, not a top 3, but Eric Jones, 6 races, 4 top 5s. That's a heck of a stat right there. And Brad Keselowski is 7 top 5s in the last 10 races.
And it's a plus 215. I think probably when you got to have, obviously the ascending odds, if you will, it's probably set up about the right way. I think probably seeing Denny Hamlin at a plus 215 and Ryan Blaney plus 275, I think those are probably really good numbers on those guys. Incredibly low numbers, though, on a Kyle Busch, who has not been that strong this year, has not really shown shown a winning car yet this year. That's all I'm saying.
But I mean,
I'm not saying
he wins there.
I understand. And a guy that's never won there is tied for number 2 with Truex. But Kevin Harvick seems to finish around the top 5, second, fourth, or whatever.
I don't know. I look at a couple of those and I go, okay, I'm looking down the list at guys that get top 5s out of their races. That's Brad Keselowski. That's an Eric Jones. Those are decent numbers right there. And I think getting a 275 or a 215 is a pretty good return if you.
Another one that I just kind of like there because he's just impressed me so much this year. Tyler Reddick at plus 900.
Tell you what,
he's the kind of guy I could see hanging around in 4th, 5th, 6th all day long, and if things just fell right.
Look at Homestead. I mean, he was right there. I think that Tyler Reddick could surprise you at a plus 900.
Who, by the way, we didn't even mention the fact he thought the race was over on the white flag, by the way.
Yeah, that was funny. But also, what you mentioned Tyler Reddick, you know what I noticed, what I see that is noticeably missing from that front screen of the top 3s? There's Tyler Reddick at 900. Austin Dillon is not listed in there as a.
No, he's not. You have to go to page 2 where he's at 25 to 1 with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also at 25 to 1.
That's impressive right there that Tyler Reddick's getting that much love on DraftKings, and I think deservedly so though. Like you said, he's remember Ryan Newman? We called him the sneaky guy. Newman was the guy that, man, all of a sudden there he is, top 10. That's Tyler Reddick right now.
He is, and he's been consistent every week. He's been the class, I think, of the entire Childress camp right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Austin Dillon's had some good runs, and we've seen Bubba Wallace, who's running, it's sort of a third Childress car, has been running much better lately too.
So, I mean, but if you go to that second page, there's still not a whole lot that I don't see anybody popping one unless there's a weather and a strategy short.
You get a weather situation. We know Pocono can be a fuel mileage type race. We also know that pit strategy is interesting because Pocono is like a road course. You want to pit under green instead of under caution if you can at Pocono.
So there's the top 3s. There is some fun value in that, I think. Let's move on to the head-to-heads where we're not doing all the head-to-heads like we've had in the past, Jeff. All the rest of them are minus 110s. They're even monies across the board, standard juice. But there are some fun ones in this when you look at the boards we have right now. And to me, what sticks out first and foremost when I look at this is a Denny Hamlin plus 110, Kyle Busch minus 130. Last winner is Denny Hamlin. We talked about how Denny Hamlin he used to dominate at Pocono. Kyle Busch, you're saying is fading right now. Do you fade him enough to put Denny Hamlin?
I'm not saying he's fading. I'm saying he's not charging. Okay. I think Kyle Busch has kind of been the same guy every week. Now he had a problem, had a flat tire at Talladega, but he's kind of been the same guy every week. I mean, he's been in the mix, but he has not had the best car, I don't think, in a single race this year.
I would agree with that. There's another one on here that I like, Jeff. Alex Bowman plus 130, Joey Logano minus 150. Now, normally I'd say that's probably pretty right. Joey Logano's average finish in the last 10 races, 17-1. Alex Bowman's doesn't have as many data points. Alex Bowman only has 7 data points there, 8 data points. Sorry, that's my old eyes. 6 data points. But he's 19-3. Only a couple spots behind that. I like Alex Bowman the way he's been running lately.
Well, and that's
the Hendrick camp.
I do. I think that's a good pick. And I like seeing, what I consider to be 4 of the top guys in all of NASCAR, all 4 of them getting plus 120s against Kevin Harvick. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., and Brad Keselowski, all 4 are getting plus 120s against Kevin Harvick, who's never won there.
But he's so good there.
Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, I think they've all won there.
How about Martin Truex? 2 wins in the last 10 races. If you go Gibbs camp, Gibbs is dominated. Gibbs last year, Kyle Busch, 2 races before, Martin Truex, Kyle Busch before that. So Gibbs has dominated this place, and you're telling me Martin Truex Jr. plus 120 versus Kevin Harvick, who is great, never won, but Martin Truex wins, baby.
Oh, he does. And again, I don't know if we're seeing the same strength in Toyotas right now. But
you say that,
I know, but Denny's been good and Martin's been good, and Eric Jones was good last week. It's kind of odd that they don't ever seem to all be good at the
once.
same time.
It is weird. That's the only team that. Well, no, there are times they're 1 through 4, and they've been that way. But there are days that they don't all match each other.
Right. We've seen all 4 Hendrick cars have been pretty consistent. William Byron has sort of seemed to struggle later in races, but the other Hendrick cars have run pretty strong. Jimmy just seems to get into the wrong spot at the wrong time, and that would just happen to him, which he used to never have that happen, which is ironic that it seems to happen a lot nowadays.
He puts himself there right now, which is kind of his own deal. But, all right, there's our head-to-head matchups. We've done the top 3s. We've done all that. Now when we come back, we have our favorite, which everybody knows is our group matchups when we return on Gone Racin'.